Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever time it is for you, whatever day it is for you. Hope it's going well, hope it's gone well, hope it goes well, went well, did well, does well. You know what I mean, man. Happy Wednesday, my dudes and dudesettes. We got April 19th edition of Video Gaming News, and then it will be day one of Crab Champions, man. Looking like a fun little title to dive into for a little bit. Supposed to be able to get some multiplayer in on it, so I think we're going to be playing with Pinky, and I don't know, we'll see if anybody else, maybe Wick. Wick might even decide to lay off smoothie slinging for a little bit and come hang out with us and play some Crab Champions, you know. So we'll see what happens. But game is looking pretty neat, and I'm ready to rock with it, man. Basically just running around like a crab with some guns, and it's a roguelite experience. It's very vibrant, bright, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, you know. A pretty nice contrast to segue our, make our way out of the Divinity playthrough and play something different. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Should be fun. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's go ahead and do what we do, baby. Let's dive into this video gaming news segment. I apologize, we were a little bit late this morning. I had some small technical difficulties. Something was a bit buggy this morning I had to work through, but we're a little bit late. Not too bad, but I do apologize for that. We're all good now. We're all good. Let's do it, man. This is what we're listening to this morning. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Very cool rhythm-based adventure RPG. We listen to this a lot. I like going with video game music in the channel, and Crypt of the Necrodancer's got some a very extensive soundtrack and some really cool vibes to the soundtrack as well. So that's why I listen to it a lot. And it's a notoriously good rhythm-based game. So it's a rhythm-based adventure RPG game. If that sounds like something up your alley, you should definitely check the game out. And if you're digging the music, check out the OST as well. All right? Let's go ahead and dive into video gaming news. Let's see what we got for today, April 19th. Oh, man. Meta is doubling down on VR gaming and retooling, huh? Okay. Retooling headsets. Well, let's take a look at what Meta, Facebook, Barbecue, Sweet Baby Ray's Lover, Sweet Fluffy Rainbow Kitten, Data Mining. I mean, you call them whatever you want. It's the same company. They can change their name as many times as they want to. Facebook's Facebook, dude. I don't care if you call them Meta. You can call them whatever you want. That's still the same company. Surprise Steam deal gives you 2 games for free. Let's go. Yeah, we'd already kind of hit on this Netflix thing. We knew that they were bringing 40 more games to their platform this year. I'm not going to dive into this. TLDR. Dude, me too, Ferret. Especially food and games. You know what I'm saying, dude? Food and games? Now, if somebody's just trying to throw you free food, you might be a little bit more hesitant about that than maybe free games, but, you know. What's up, buddy? How are you, man? Happy Wednesday, dude. So Netflix confirms plans for 40 new games. They came out with 50 games for their platform last year, which was the first full calendar year of their venture into gaming. This year, they're saying they're going to bring 40 more games to their platform. This year, we're probably going to see at least less than a handful of in-house to develop kind of titles for them. Most of what we've seen so far is just a lot of things that they've brought in from other developers. They've done a good job, I think. They've got a lot of notable titles on their platform right now. They've acquired a number of developers. Boss Fight. I can't think of the names of any of the other ones right now, but they've acquired a number, and they're working on in-house games right now, and supposedly a double to AAA title as well. But we'll see what comes. We'll see what comes. You know, we still got a good amount of time left in this year, and we'll see what Netflix is going to bring to the table outside of what they did last year. I respect that. I respect that. I'm more like a human garbage disposal dude. So unless you're trying to put something like celery or like raw bell peppers or cucumber at me, I'm good. I'll still eat those, but I'm not going to be super happy about it. All right. Oh, Apple's got a headset, huh? I mean, I'm not surprised, but um, we already know that their headset won't work on anything besides Apple, right? I mean, we know that, right? I will be so flippin' surprised if their headset works on anything besides an Apple product. I don't expect it to. Their products are notorious for being like that. I mean, we've talked about that enough, Ferret, between both of our own sentiments on Apple, and their products and the way they handle things. I think we both know where each other stands on that front. But I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up, and we'll see what they're doing with their reality stuff. Huh. Break into the gaming shelf with an homage to classic JRPGs, huh? Wait, what? Oh, tabletop role playing game. I'll stay away from that. We're not doing this is video game, not like any other kind of game. As much as I like tabletop gaming, and as much as I like physical trading card games and stuff like that, mishandle. There you go, dude. It's this we try to focus down here on video gaming news. We might get off topic sometimes. It can happen, but we try to stay focused. Indie World live stream from Nintendo. When's this popping off? Today. Dude, I hate that Nintendo does this. They suck so bad, dude. At noon. Ugh. God, I hate that. No, it'd be 11 o'clock for us. It would be 11 o'clock for us. All right. All right. 11 o'clock, Nintendo Indie World Live Showcase. Last approximately 20 minutes. We might alter the schedule a little bit up today. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how long the news takes us. Depending on how long the news takes us, we might do just a little bit of like morning Warframe, take a break, make some lunch, get ready, watch the Nintendo showcase at 11, and then at about 11:30 start Crab Champions, and just play Crab Champions for the rest of the day. That might because dude, I don't want to start Crab Champions and then have to shut it down for the because then I'm having to like cut the stream into two different segments for uploads and stuff like that, two different segments, and I don't want to have to try to mash them together and stuff on the back end either. So we'll see. I'm just trying to make things easy for us and for me. We'll see though. We'll see. Dude, I saw a on Slick Deals the other day. Somebody posted a deal for was a 339-inch screen. It was basically like something you would see in like a movie theater. It was like just over $1 million. And people, you'll see that occasionally on that site. People will do stuff like that. They'll come across those deals. People will post it kind of as like a troll, you know. You'll get people comment and they'll be like, "Oh man, yeah, nice. I'm in for two," stuff like that. But it's wild to see the prices on some stuff like that, you know. 540 hertz display, dude. I'll say this, dude. Some of these new curved monitors are really dope. Like Samsung's got like a 55-inch that's curved, and you can literally like so that's a huge flipping monitor, dude. But if you wanted to, like for somebody like me that uses multiple monitors, you could actually just set that up and you can break it into different monitor slices, like different sections, right? And it takes the place of having to run like a multi-monitor setup almost, because you can just break that monitor down into different sections like it is a multi-monitor setup. And it's just curved, so it basically just curves like kind of up and in front of you a little bit. It's kind of wild. Yeah, Minecraft Legends and Redfall headline the next batch of Game Pass titles. Rando mode time already. Let's go. Random toe. Random toe. Oh no, dude. I really I've got to get something set up to where whenever people accidentally type in random toe, it comes up with like a picture of a toe or something. You know, just some random toe. Maybe one of my alien toes. I got ugly toes. Mm. They're not necessarily ugly, but not that toes are pretty all the way around, I don't think. My toe by my big toe, dude, is significantly longer. My toe by my big toe is significantly longer than my big toe. It's a bit weird. Just so you guys know. Kiddo's toes are different on their feet, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, bro, my toe, like the toe right next to my big toe, is like nearly as long as my pinky is, bro. it's flipping super long, bro. I'm not ashamed. That's a gift, you know? That's a gift. Oh man. Yeah, so you know, Minecraft Legends, dude. Oh, we found out yesterday. Our buddy and fellow content creator, man, Chain Wolf's going to be playing some Minecraft Legends. So hopefully we'll be able to get some impressions from him on Minecraft Legends. Did that drop today? Minecraft Legends dropped today? Oh, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. Okay, nice. Well, we'll take a look at this. Gives us some dates for a few different games. But yeah, Minecraft Legends, Redfall, dude, Redfall. I don't really. I mean, I'm pretty sketched out about that one. I already was before even the news came out here recently about, you know, the 30 frame stuff and the host only progression and everything. But especially after all that, but we'll get into that in a bit. One of their feet, the second toe is longer than their big toe. The other foot is short. Oh, for real? Oh, wild. Yeah, both of my feet are like that. Both of my feet, the toe next to the big toe is super long, dog. Super long. Yeah, they're both the same way, both of my feet. Yeah, this week, bro, it's today. It's flipping today. Nintendo, dude, I hate this about Nintendo. I don't understand what their play is either because I never find out that like they're dropping these showcases until like the day or the day before it's happening. It's like they never announce it ahead of time. And they're like trying to promote their content. They're trying to promote their stuff, but they don't announce it so people can watch it live ahead of time. I don't understand what their play is there. That's weird to me. I don't know. But it's constant. It's constant every time. Of course, Sega Mega Drive games have been added to Switch Online, I'm guessing. Yeah, expansion pack. We'll take a peek at that. We talked about Proton 8 yesterday. Take a look at yesterday's news segment if you're interested. We've already talked about the buy one, get one free sale from GameStop as well. No, that's going on, but it's for brand new games, not used titles. So understand you'll be paying full price for one of those titles to get the other one free. Hogwarts Legacy fans call out the new Quidditch game. Yeah, I mean, for being merely cut content. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. We hit on this. We hit on this. We'll talk about this today too. But that's what I said. And I mean, it's obvious what they did, right? It's obvious. Yeah. That's. I mean, they didn't even try to include Quidditch at all in Hogwarts Legacy. They didn't try to give you quests for it or any. I mean, at the very least, that's what they should have done, in my opinion. They didn't need to necessarily give you a full Quidditch experience or anything that you could, multiplayer with or anything like that. But they should have included Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy. Everybody thought that. It's a big part of that universe. And obviously, now that we know what they're doing, it was because they didn't want people to play it outside of this like standalone game they're making. It was a play. It was a business decision by them to try and make sure they were going to be able to wring out as much money as possible. They didn't want people feeling like they got enough Quidditch out of Hogwarts Legacy. Is basically what it was. Pokemon Go developer, is this Niantic? Yeah, Niantic announces new mobile game, huh? All right. Let's look at our other search real quick. We've already talked about the acquisition of Ruvio by Sega enough over the past couple of days. I'm not going to dive into it today. We've talked a lot about AI over the past month too, so I'll stay away from it for today. I mean, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, is quickly approaching $1 billion at the box office. It's doing very well. I haven't even seen it. I don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those like. I'm just not hyped about it. I don't know. Um, I think part of it might just be how like off-putting Nintendo is for me currently. Um, but I'll watch it at some point. I'll watch it probably whenever it hits some kind of streaming service or something. Capcom accidentally removes ray tracing from Resident Evil 2 and 3. We saw this. We saw that there were people that had found with some updates that came out to those games that ray tracing had been removed, and they weren't sure if it was on purpose or an accident. Apparently, it was an accident, and we'll take a peek. I'm guessing they're getting it put back in, but from what I understand, playing those games on DirectX 11 instead of DirectX 12 is kind of a better experience anyways. So doing away with DirectX 12 and not running ray tracing and everything gives you a better gameplay experience performance-wise. So maybe that's the way you should be going with it anyways. Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse is coming to Disney to scare the pants off of everybody. Mickey Mouse is scary, dude. I'll stand by it. I don't care. Mickey Mouse is a scary character. Every time I think about Mickey Mouse, I picture like this cute little dude or whatever, cute little character mouse, but dude, there's something evil lurking inside of there. Those dead eyes, you know what I'm saying? There's something evil inside, and I can only assume that like you get to the core of what Mickey Mouse is, that mouse head splits open and this evil entity like just like spews out the top of that character, and you know what I'm saying? That's what we need. That's what we need is the real Mickey Mouse story, which is what I'm developing. So we'll show Disney what's up. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mickey Mouse, dude. I'm not a fan of Mickey Mouse. I don't know what it is about him. You know what I think it is? He doesn't really scare me. He doesn't really scare me. But I can't. I think it was ever since I saw the South Park episode where he's beating the crap out of the Jonas Brothers for not wearing their promise rings. Ever since I saw that episode, I was like, Mickey Mouse is evil, dog. Mickey Mouse is evil. That's like one of my favorite South Park episodes, though. I love it so much. If you haven't seen that episode, it's flipping hilarious. Uh Yeah, I respect that, dude. I respect. There are a lot of people that aren't. I quit watching it a long time ago, not because it like turned me off or anything. I just kind of, I don't know. I guess grew out of it a little bit. But I always enjoyed South Park. I always thought it was really funny. Not everybody's into that kind of comedy. I mean, it's very raunchy. But here's the thing that I respect about Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and what they've done with uh, that cartoon and that series and that piece of art. You know, it's um, they do not have any reservations about attacking things in society that are ridiculous, that a lot of other places and you know, don't want to touch on. They don't care, dude. And what a lot of people feel and would like to kind of really bring about, you know. Oh, dude, they do not care. They don't care, and if something's ridiculous in their eyes, and dude, they're gonna go after it, and they're gonna go after it hard. they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a crap, dude. And I think that's one of the things that I've always respected about that show is that they got no fluffs to give, dude, at all. No fluffs, and they're gonna give it their all whenever they have a subject that they're ready to attack, man. And so I think that, you know, whether or not you're a fan of that show, I think there's got to be at least a little bit of respect in regards to just the way they approach that kind of thing, because we need that, in my opinion. there's a lot of things in the world that are, there's just a little bit of that comedic relief, as well as just actually approaching subjects that are kind of asinine, and having a very, they've got a platform that's got a lot of recognition, and they use it to point out real stupid things in society. Yeah, yeah. So, but I absolutely respect the fact that not everybody's going to be a fan of the way they do it, just because it is a very raunchy kind of show and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my take on that. Lord of the Rings Gollum dev clears up Sindar in DLC. See what that's about. Ooh, Dark and Darker playtest faces sophisticated server attack. Here's the issue, dude. They're running a playtest over torrenting, dude. Because they are in the midst of a huge lawsuit, which has resulted in them having to take Darker and Darker off of all major platforms. So they're basically just like, they're putting it on these little niche places that people can grab it and try to play it and stuff, which I stated yesterday when I saw that. I was like, dude, sorry, but I'm not going to be grabbing this game off of any torrenting site. there's no way, dude. You're asking for trouble, man, in my opinion. And so to each their own. But that also, I think, opens them up to some vulnerabilities, probably too. We'll see what's going on there. GTA map leak shows that it will be massive. It is, dude. I agree. I agree. I mean, they're just, yeah. I mean, I agree totally with you, Ferret. I agree totally. I think that they're playing a risk versus reward kind of scenario here. I think they're really hesitant to just totally drop Dark and Darker right now, because that game had gotten a lot of hype, a lot of very popular content creators. A lot of the gaming community had really grabbed that game and was really excited about it. And I think they're really scared that if they totally take it down right now, it's going to lose all that generated hype. And so I think they're playing a risk versus reward scenario right now, where they're like, we can't afford to let it just die off. And obviously that's what Nexon, or it's not Nexon, it's Necon. Isn't that who it is? Where's the Darker and Darker one? Nexon. It is Nexon. Yeah. Nexon is trying to get done there, and they're trying to find ways to not let it entirely die off. So I agree. It's a very dangerous move while they're in the midst of this lawsuit, and I don't know. I think I do. I really think it's just like they're trying to play a big risk versus reward scenario while this plays out, because Nexon's hitting them hard, hitting them real hard. We'll see what this GTA 6 map deal is here. Not so wonderful news from Roblox's Digital Wonderland. Yeah, we've talked about this. How AI is being used to create ultimate, like, choose your own adventure game. It's not just that. I mean, AI is really fleshing out choose your own adventure. It's being used in a lot of different ways in regards to the same thing. It's like, it's basically a bunch of AI generated if then stuff, right? Like, if you choose this, then you get this, but it's like procedurally generated kind of if then kind of scenarios, right? Which is different than what you would normally get in a piece of software, where it's like statically generated if then choices, if you understand what I'm talking about. So whether you talk about a game that's built on choices matter, or we've already seen that the AI is being used in certain kinds of NPC dialogue environments where it's like, you know, and I've got to say I'm really excited to see what happens on this front, because how many times have you played like any kind of game with NPC characters that are within the environment, and while you're like standing there trying to like interact with a merchant or anything like that, they say the same two or three lines over and over and over and over the entire time that you're standing there trying to get things done, and you're like, oh my god, would they just shut up, please? Because it's immersion ruining, because they are obviously just, it takes that immersion away, because you can tell that they're not, they've got like a limited number of lines, dialogue, and banter that they can say, and so just it's another example. Excuse me. Yeah, exactly, fair. Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, we just experienced the same thing in like Divinity, and where it was like every time we'd go back and try to get rid of our inventory, buy new inventory, you're going to the same merchants, and there's the merchants themselves even just saying the same crap over and over and over while you're sitting there trying to look through their inventory, and it was like some of it was fun, but quite often it gets really old and really annoying. And whenever you're introducing this AI generated text, what it does is it allows developers to create a good table of original assets for the AI to work with, and then mash it up and change it, and you know it can also alter it depending on what choices you make when interacting with those NPCs and things like that. It's going to be a much more immersive environment. But again, when it comes to AI within video games, we've got to try to make sure that we're not crossing that line of getting, unethical about the way that AI is being incorporated, Um, in my opinion, every game that gets made should have a plethora of unique assets that are being made, whether you're talking about text lines for dialogue or artwork or I mean whatever. That the assets being made for that game specifically should be made by artists in their own respective form of art for that title, for AI to then utilize and work off of moving forward. And it shouldn't just be you replace every, like 90% of your workforce on your title with AI, so AI can take assets from other projects that have been done, previously, and it's just a bunch of reuse and trying to get away from paying people for their custom work and stuff. That's not the answer. It's actually a terrible, terrible thing in my opinion. So it's a tough balance, but I do see the plus side of things. Oh yeah, I played the Division and the Division 2, dude. Yeah, yeah. What is this? Get God of War, The Last of Us, and more PS4 games before this PlayStation perk ends. Okay, we'll see what that's about. Horizon Forbidden West patch adds accessibility mode. Okay. Nintendo fans surprised with new Game Boy Color game. Really? That's wild. Huh. Weird. I don't remember that. That's crazy. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, that's wild, huh? Minecraft Legends is on Game Pass, just so you know. Controversial Xbox game reportedly being removed from libraries. Okay. Dude, we got a lot of. Let's stick with this today. We got a lot of stuff. Y'all died laughing the first time you heard it. That's funny, dude. That's funny. Didn't expect it. Yeah, that's the best, man. No doubt. All right, let's stick with this. Let's see what we got. Let's go. Horizon Forbidden West patch adds accessibility mode for people terrified of deep water. Wait, what? Uh, Thalassophobia mode is here just in time for Burning Shores. Horizon Forbidden West players who suffer from thalassophobia, a fear of deep water, will now be able to play the game in a newly added accessibility mode. Added to the game today via patch 1.21 in preparation for the Burning Shores DLC, Guerrilla Games mentions thalassophobia mode in its patch notes on the Horizon subreddit. Sparse details are given, but the game mode should hopefully make Horizon Forbidden West more accessible to those with a debilitating fear of deep water. Additional accessibility features are also listed in the patch notes, though no further information has been given on what this might entail. Other features include the PS5 only patch or special modes for colorblindness and large subtitles, and auto pick toggle, auto camera, and navigation assist in focus mode. Also provides support for the Burning Shores DLC, which is available to pre-download now. Many parts of the game involve plunging alloy into large bodies of water to complete missions or puzzles. Avoiding swimming altogether is easier said than done, with tasks like collecting all Horizon Forbidden West Vista points, forcing you to dive into the ocean or stare out across it. Exploration-based puzzles can be a hassle for anyone, even in one of the best open-world games, but for someone with thalassophobia, these instances could be downright distressing. Given that Horizon offers one of the best underwater gameplay experiences, though, here's hoping thalassophobia mode helps everyone feel more comfortable. What? I wonder what that's even supposed to do. What about people that have a fear of flying? Because she flies in that game too, right? So is that? I mean, is don't get me wrong, accessibility is very good. Um, but I mean, if that's where this is headed, then how can you incorporate like accessibility mode for people who don't like water, but you're not incorporating like accessibility mode for people who don't like to fly and stuff like that too, who are afraid of heights or you know, um, I don't know. Just seems weird off the top of my head that this is the first time this is being incorporated in the game. Whenever there are definitely other parts of the game that I think definitely have things that people can be scared and have phobias of. But I don't know. Just spitballing here, I guess. Interesting. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, Grounded has a spider reducing fear thing, makes them look less like spiders to help people with that phobia. Interesting. It's crazy to me how many people are scared of arachnids, dude. I told this story yesterday. I don't know how many people heard it, but like I was actually, it's springtime, more insects are coming out and stuff, and dude, my wife and kids, all of them are pretty afraid of like all insects. It's like, and my son especially, just all insects, freaks out. Um, yeah. To be fair, yeah, yeah. There are a lot of people in the world that just have a really hard time with arachnids, whether it be scorpions or spiders or whatever, And it was like the other night we were in the living room. My son had his beanbag in there, and he's like chilling out in the living room, and I like walked through, and I could see on the back of his beanbag there's this little spider. It was only about that big. And I went over to him. I said, "Hey, what's that?" And I pointed to the back of his beanbag. He was gone, gone. He turned around, saw it, and was gone, dude. of course, I'm like trying to catch it in my hands to put it outside. you know, but it's like there are just so many people that are just, I mean, and a lot of it comes from our lizard brain kind of situation of having natural fears of things that for a very long time have been dangerous to us, but um you know like for just like house spiders and stuff like that. And look, man, I'll be honest with you. If I was living someplace like Australia, I'd probably be quite a bit more freaked out than I am living where I live now. They've got some gnarly stuff down there, dude. That's like taking a flipping, you know, going into a whole completely different universe of living, man, going down there. I would love to go live in Australia or New Zealand or something like that, man. I think it'd be great. It seems like a really cool place. But you definitely have to learn how to deal with the wildlife there. There are a lot of people that don't deal well with those kinds of things. There's a lot of people. I think there's a lot more people than I realized, though, that actually have an issue with that thalassophobia. Excuse me. The fear of water, and especially deep water and stuff. I mean, I can attest to the fact, like the only time I've ever been out on the ocean was on a cruise. I went on a cruise a number of years ago, and wombat poop, it's square, bro. They poop cubes. Yeah, I know. Weird, right? And it's something about their intestines, the way their intestines work. It's really, really wild. Yeah. Good fact for the day, though, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Wombats are flipping adorable, too, man. They really are. Platypus, too. Platypus are flipping really cute, too, man. They've got a lot of wild animals, dude, that part of the world. Some of them are really cute. Some of them are really not cute. But yeah, I mean, I can attest to the fact that even just like being out on the ship and stuff and looking out with not being able to see land and just the ocean, it does seem kind of daunting at times, just being out there. And it's like, man, it's a weird kind of, it can be a weird feeling at times. Didn't really freak me out, but I could see how it could get to people for sure. Accessibility is a good thing. It really is. Nintendo fans surprised with new Game Boy Color game. Yeah, I know, dude. Isn't that wild? Yeah. No, Nintendo fans have been surprised with the new Game Boy Color game, not something you get very often in 2023. If you want to feel old, the Game Boy Color turns 25 years old this year. Some games from this era have aged really well. Others have not been treated so well over time. The Game Boy Color was and is a rudimentary machine compared to even something like the underpowered Nintendo Switch. That doesn't matter, though, because it's nostalgic. If you're one of these nostalgic Nintendo fans, you'll be very happy to hear that limited run games Sunsoft and Yuichi Ueda have announced that Trip World DX for Switch, PC, PS4, PS5, and Game Boy Color. Yes, Game Boy Color. For those that don't know, Ueda is the director of the original Trip World, a 92 platformer from Sunsoft that actually never came to North America. It was only released in Japan and Europe. This new release is a remaster of this original game using Limited Run Games' Carbon engine, a new engine specifically designed to modernize old games. Let's take a look. Let's see this. Nice. Cool. Check that out. Limited Run Games is they do a lot of cool stuff. I'll pull up their site in a moment. Crab Champions, bro. There we go. Did that? What? Oh man, I need to put a space there, I guess. Did that actually pull that up? Yeah, it does. Okay. The space isn't needed, I guess. But it would make it look a little bit nicer. Yo, thanks for it. Right now, there's no word of a release date, but pre-orders of the game's physical version are set to open April 28th and run until June 9th, with prices varying on what edition you buy. Prices start at $34.99 unless you're buying the Game Boy Color version, which starts at $39.99. No word if the game will be made available digitally, but it will presumably be and possibly even be cheaper. Here's what I'll tell you guys. First of all, let's take a look at limited run games. One second. Pull this up. Sorry, the site can be funky sometimes, and there we go. Okay. So limited run games, really wild. Like you can see right now, dude, they got Hammer and Harry 2 as an NES cartridge. You see this? Hammer and Harry Collector's Edition on NES. You know, they got they redo these cartridges sometimes for old systems, NES, Game Boy stuff. But quite often, what they'll do is they'll take games like Here's the Last Spell, right, which you can get physical copies of, stuff like that. Which is pretty cool, man. They do a lot of this fun collector's edition stuff, physical copy stuff, which is really, really neat. And if you're specifically, what I'll say is, because what we were just talking about was the Trip World stuff, which is for Game Boy. If you're here, I'll link limited run games for you. Okay, here's limited run games. It's a very cool site. If you're interested in any kind of old handheld stuff and you want that vintage feel and you want to be able to run those cartridges, but you don't have the hardware, I would highly recommend looking into this, which is the Pocket Analog. Okay, this is like a $220 US price. Modern piece of hardware that runs a lot of those old cartridges. We're talking Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and they also have adapters I'll show in a moment that let you play Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx, all that kind of stuff. So you can see the differences in the way the screen works for the different generations of the handheld games that you can utilize on it. And it's got, you can see the button configurations on the front. It's got bumper buttons on the back. It works as a MIDI, and here, these are the adapters you can buy for the other types of games, but it'll play literally like all of these. All of the original Game Boy types of games, you know, it plays all of those. Just out of the box. It's a synthesizer and MIDI for music and everything. It's got a dock just like the Switch does, so you can dock it up and play it on a monitor or screen or whatever. It's a very, very cool device. And it's USB-C. It's all that stuff, you know. So very cool. If you're looking to play vintage cartridges for handhelds, I think this is your play for hardware to run those on, you know. Controversial Xbox game reportedly being removed from all owners' libraries. A controversial Xbox game is reportedly being removed from the libraries of those that bought and downloaded it on their Xbox One, S, and X via the Microsoft Store. What? There's a niche market on a variety of platforms, including Xbox, for games that dish out, in the case of Xbox, easy achievement points. While achievement hunting isn't as common and popular as it used to be, some still pursue it. To this end, there's a whole market of games that are made for the sole purpose of dishing out easy achievements. There are also games that bend digital storefront policies to sell multiple copies of their games to achievement hunters using something called language stacks. This brings us to One Step After All, the controversial game in question. At the moment of publishing, One Step After All has not been removed from the digital Xbox storefront. However, a few of its language stacks have. For those that don't know, language stacks refer to when a developer or publisher releases the same exact game but with different subtitles and achievements. The reason for doing this is to lure achievement hunters into buying your game more than once to get this new set of easy achievements. It's unclear if this directly breaches the seller agreement on Xbox, but Microsoft is cracking down on it nonetheless. The original game, which dishes out 1000 G in 15 minutes, is still up for sale, but both One Step After All Espanol and One Step After All Deutsch have been removed from sale on the Xbox Store. Further, Xbox fans are reporting these versions have been removed from their libraries. According to these users, the normal refund process for these versions does not work, leaving them short $5. However, you can apparently get a refund through Xbox support if you want. Interesting. All of this has happened following Xbox's Chris Charla saying Xbox would look into the issue back in March. Since then, Xbox has not said anything about the matter in an official capacity, nor has Chris. The developer of the game has, though. The Bergsons game studio has revealed that they've now canceled the PC version of the game following these delistings and will no longer be making use of this language stack's loophole. Interesting. Okay. Well, if you're in the situation of having this game removed from your library, you might hit up Xbox, try to get your $5 back, man. It's kind of crazy. Here you go. Get God of War, The Last of Us, and more top PS4 games for free before this PlayStation perk ends. PlayStation Plus perk ends. 19 titles are free for PS Plus members on PS5 until May 9th. Sony's removing one of the biggest perks of its PlayStation Plus online subscription service on May 9th, the PlayStation Plus Collection. Until then, PS5 owners with a subscription can claim some of the best PS4 games for free, including God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, and Bloodborne. They'll remain available to play as so long as you're a subscriber. Sony debuted the PlayStation Plus collection when it launched, when the PS5 launched, provided an alternative to Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass and a way for early adopters to still play some of the top PS4 games on their new system on launch day. We consider it one of the most underrated PlayStation Plus features for its sheer value. 19 of the top picks from the PS4 library, all free to download. The collection launched with 20 free titles, but dropped Persona 5 in May of last year. We were disappointed when Sony announced plans in February to shelve the PlayStation Plus collection. The news came after PlayStation revamped its online membership service last summer, splitting it into 3 tiers. Though, even after the restructuring, the collection remained accessible to all users regardless of their tier level. Thankfully, you still have time to claim these PS4 hits for free with membership while you can. The other first-party offerings include Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Until Dawn, and Ratchet & Clank. Also a range of third-party games available such as Fallout 4, Monster Hunter World, and RE7. Full list is below here. To reiterate, if you add any of the games in the collection to your PS5 game library before the expiration date, you can still play them past May 9th so long as you remain subscribed to PlayStation Plus. So even if you've got a sizable backlog already, don't let that deter you from getting these games free while you still can. So, if you don't stay subscribed, though, you lose your access. All right. So here you go. That's a lot of notable games, though. A lot of notable games there. What is this? Hello. Apparently, this website doesn't work, so we won't be hitting on that one. Pokemon Go developer announces new mobile game Monster Hunter Now. Jesus. Dude, the amount of Monster Hunter games are just... It's turning into Pokemon, actually. It's getting so polluted. It feels like, anyways. Niantic and Capcom's collaboration will launch later this year. I'm pretty sure it does, dude. Yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think you're right. Niantic and Capcom have announced Monster Hunter Now, an augmented reality mobile game that will task players with fighting creatures from the Monster Hunter series in their neighborhood. Bro, this is going to be wild. There are going to be people out running around in the streets fighting monsters, getting hit by cars. It's going to be a mess, dude. In a similar vein to Niantic's 2016 hit Pokemon Go, Monster Hunter Now will task players with exploring the real world to battle creatures taken from Capcom's Hack and Slash series. While the game will not launch until September this year, Niantic has shared that players can sign up here and have a shot at playing the game's closed betas ahead of launch. So there is a beta sign-up link here. I'll link this for you guys. As for what the game will be about, Now will continue the series' tradition of hunting down monsters, which will offer materials that can be used to improve players' gear and take on larger battles. While Monster Hunter games have traditionally placed an emphasis on lengthier fights that can chew through scenery, Niantic has confirmed that battles in Now will last a maximum of 75 seconds, putting more of an emphasis on the casual style of play the studio is known for. Sujimoto, producer for the Monster Hunter series at Capcom, shared Niantic's AR technology delivers a here and right now hunting experience, something that can be played casually while honoring the gameplay and hunting action that only Monster Hunter can offer. Palicos will be involved as well, just like many of the other game entries. Okay. All right. So there you go. I'll link it in case anybody wants to try to get in on that beta. All right. Boom. Capcom accidentally removes ray tracing from Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes on PC. We saw this. We're already aware. We read about it. I think it was yesterday, actually. Their statement now is we're aware of an ongoing issue with the ray tracing option not appearing in the graphics menu and presets to the Resident Evil Twitter account below. Acknowledging the error, we'll have this addressed in a future update and apologize for any inconvenience. Yeah. A lot of people just saw this and started posting about it, and that's what I kind of figured is Capcom's figuring a way to get it fixed. There were some updates that came out for these two games, and apparently they accidentally removed ray tracing from the games. So just know that Capcom is working on getting a fix out. Okay, that's the play. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse is coming to Disney Speedstorm in the summer to terrify everybody. Sorry. The 1928 cartoon star will likely appear in the game's Season 2 content. Steamboat Mickey joins the race Season 2. The new racer, simply named Steamboat Mickey, was announced by Disney's official fan club D23, which tweeted artwork of the black and white character. Although the tweet doesn't say so in the text, the accompanying image confirms that Steamboat Mickey will feature as part of the game's second season of content and will only cost $59.99. Disney Speedstorm launched on Tuesday, and its first season is set to end on 5 June, meaning Season 2 will start in early June and last through the rest of the summer. The game's first season has a Monsters, Inc. theme and adds a track based on the first movie, as well as 4 characters from the series. Mike, Sully, Celia, and Randall. Disney Speedstorm is available on right now on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC with full crossplay. Game is set to go free to play in the future. It's currently in an early access period. Players can only access the game by buying one of 3 Founders Packs, which range in price from $30 to $70. VGC's Disney Speedstorm review says the game is a brilliant kart racer, but notes that its service game structure may not be to all players' tastes. On the track, Disney Speedstorm is a fantastic karting game with great handling and a host of unique features to set it aside from generic Mario Kart clones. It's very much a live service game at its core, though, so players not willing to put in the time or the money may not find it compatible with their gaming habits. We knew that this is what this game was going to be, you know. Yo, Reject, what's up, my dude? How are you, man? So, Disney Speedstorm got Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse coming for you that are interested. I'll link it for you if you need it. How are you, buddy? What's up, man? The Lord of the Rings Gollum devs clear up Sindarin DLC. So Lord of the Rings Gollum Precious Edition was announced to come with special Sindarin DLC. The game's elves that let them speak more in their native tongue. For the game's elves that let them speak more in their native tongue. Some took that to mean that Sindarin is only for those who get the DLC, but Daedalic Entertainment has cleared the air and explained that that isn't the case. As noted in statements sent to Push Square and Eurogamer, elves will still speak Sindarin in the world when necessary in the base game. This DLC just adds more flavor text in the background. Sindarin VO expansion adds additional Sindarin lines to some of the characters in the background. said the representative. While traversing through Mirkwood and other parts of Middle-earth, Gollum will be able to listen to various dialogues between elves. These dialogues add to the atmosphere and world building. These voices were even done by people who had been trained in the fictional language. Dedelic went the extra mile here and hired professional voice actors who were trained in Sindarin by our lore experts, said the statement. It is a DLC for the real Tolkien devotees who want to immerse themselves even more into the world of Middle-earth. Split between what's included in the DLC and what isn't remains to be seen, as the game is still over a month from release. Okay. Interesting. That's wild. Have you played it, Ferret? Or were you planning on it? Yeah, I mean, it was a weird thing to me anyways that, like, coming from Disney, right? Like, I didn't see any need for that game to not just be free to play. Oh, never got the beta invite? Sorry. I never saw the need for that game to be anything but if they were going to go with the free to play model. I never saw any reason for them not to go free to play from the get go. But instead, what they've done is like they're like, oh, the game will be free to play at some point, but we're just going to early access it for a long time and then make people pay for the early access. You know, that's a weird play to me. And then, you know, and then we know there's going to be other monetization in it. So what they're trying to do is, for people like me that talk a lot about, like, I'm more accepting of monetization mechanics being in games that are free to play. It's like they're playing more towards trying to appeal to those people and going, well, it is a free to play game, but it's not a free to play game, you know? Yeah, I agree, Ferret. That's what I'm getting at, you know? And yeah, even just to test a game, I've talked about that a lot. Now, obviously there's platforms like Steam that do early access, and we're playing an early access game today that, you know, isn't like overly expensive or anything, but I think there's something to be said for the fact that, like, the early access game we're playing today basically is like, they're very blunt and upfront about the fact that, like, there's a lot of different cosmetics you can get in the game and stuff like that, but you don't have to pay for them. It's just stuff you grind in game. You can't pay for them. You know, as opposed to something like what you're talking about with Disney, and Disney being a huge company with a lot of capital and overhead, and they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to make people play to you know, pay to play the game in early access or to test it or whatever, you know, and then try to play to people's preferences of monetization being in a game by saying, oh, well, it will be free to play at some point. You know, it's like, come on, man. It's kind of gross. That pic of Gollum with the hair is disturbing. That's funny, dude. Where's he at? Yeah. Yeah, he looks good, dude. You don't like it? You don't like that? That's funny, man. Dark and Darker playtest faces sophisticated server attacks. The fantasy game is currently the subject of a lawsuit from MapleStory publisher Nexon. We knew about this, man. We've known about this for a while. But we found out yesterday that who is it? Iron Mace? Yeah, Iron Mace has been trying to move forward with letting a beta test move forward for the game outside of any major platform. So they've put it out there on torrent sites, and they're letting people grab the game on torrent sites to try to beta test it, which is sketchy. I think for people trying to beta test it, as well as for the company who's currently, you know, in the midst of lawsuits and stuff regarding the game, it's a sketchy situation all the way around. But Dark and Darker developer Iron Mace has claimed that its medieval multiplayer game is currently experiencing sophisticated distributed denial of service attacks. I wonder who's doing that. Oh, bro, I wonder who's pulling that off, dude. You know? I mean, if I was going to point fingers just off the top of my head, I would say, could it possibly be Nexon trying to shut them down? They're getting DDoSed, dude. And Nexon's trying to say that this game is a bunch of stolen asset stuff. Anyways, they're being shut down through litigation, and so why would Nexon not be the ones kind of behind trying to DDoS them at the same time? Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, yeah. Any kind of like, but I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised though. I know that DDoS is not like it's not something that you're supposed to. There's definitely it's unlawful and stuff, but yeah, I mean, just because of the premise around this, it would just seems like it would make sense, right? It's probably not them because they're not going to risk that, more than likely. But it also would kind of make sense. In a statement posted to Dark and Darker's Discord server via Reddit, an Iron Mace developer going by Grayson confirmed the game's latest playtest has faced setbacks due to attacks on its servers. We have been experiencing sophisticated DDoS attacks from the very start of this playtest, wrote Grayson, who clarified the game's server quality has not changed at all from prior tests. A DDoS attack is a criminal offense in the UK, and just like Ferret was talking about, refers to the act of deliberately overwhelming servers or computers to prevent other users from accessing them. In the case of Dark and Darker, this has resulted in laggy servers and periods of downtime. You basically just get flooded with traffic, right? So it's like that's what a DDoS attack is. It's you flood servers with traffic to where it's too much for them to handle, and it just there's too many requests, and it just shuts everything down. Basically, that's the you know easiest version for people to understand. As of right now, there's not much we can do immediately to fix the situation, but we are constantly trying our best to keep them stabilized, Grayson added. I apologize for the inconvenience. Dark and Darker's playtest is currently being made available through torrenting services, like we found out yesterday. As last month, the game was pulled from Steam due to accusations of theft from MapleStory publisher Nexon. Nexon's accusations have been going on for several months and revolve around allegations that two Iron Mace employees, including the studio's founder, stole material from one of Nexon's unreleased games while they worked there. While Iron Mace has denied the allegations, yesterday, April 17th, Nexon filed a lawsuit against the company in Washington, America. The lawsuit alleged that both ex-employees stole source code, audio-visual, and other materials that Nexon produced as part of the project called P3. As per the lawsuit, Nexon has alleged Iron Mace used these materials to, quote, develop a substantially similar video game called Dark and Darker. While Nexon's claims resulted in Dark and Darker being pulled from Steam last month, Iron Mace has repeatedly rebuked Nexon's allegations. In other gaming news, Bungie has claimed to have irrefutable evidence it banned the right streamer for a series of Destiny 2 leaks. Let's take a look at this real quick. Destiny 2 developer Bungie has claimed that it has irrefutable evidence that a content creator believed to be Ekugen Teko Agbo was responsible for leaking news of upcoming Destiny 2 content. Earlier in the month, screenshots of a limited access Bungie presentation were leaked, revealing details on a number of new content and changes coming to the game in Season 21. Last week, Bungie acknowledged these leaks came from confidential summits that the studio presents to some of Destiny 2's content creators. Breaches of this trust could result in our inability to hold more summits, wrote Bungie. We take these breaches extremely seriously and are taking actions to reinforce our policies with those invited to these internal meetings. While Bungie did not name its suspect, well-known streamer Ekugen has come forward to acknowledge that he was banned for allegedly leaking images from one of Bungie's summits. However, the content creator has denied being involved in the leaks and claimed Bungie made a huge mistake in finding him responsible. As for Bungie today, April 18th, studio issued its final communication on the ruling. Very disappointed to have learned this information and wish that things had gone differently with this person. We do not take these actions lightly and we are confident in our decision. This is our final communication on the matter. Our security and legal teams have reviewed irrefutable evidence, including video recordings, verified messages, and images demonstrating a pattern over time that confirm the same individual shared confidential information from community summits spanning multiple years, wrote Bungie. We are very disappointed to have learned this information and wish that things had gone differently with this person. The studio continued. We do not take these actions lightly and we are confident in our decision. Bungie does not mess around, dude. That is one thing I will tell you that I know for sure about this developer. They don't screw around. If you do something that is against their terms or anything like that, they are going to go after you in any capacity that they can. Bungie does not screw around, dude. I love them for it. Like, what was one of the other things I read not too long ago? There was an individual that had basically got pissed off at Bungie, I think, for taking down some of their Destiny content on YouTube or something like that. And so this individual basically set up some email accounts to mimic some of Bungie's own accounts and started putting in copyright like requests on other people's content and stuff like that to really screw a bunch of stuff up for people. And I think against actually Bungie and stuff too on Bungie's own YouTube page and things like that. Bungie wrecked him, dude. I mean, all the way through like legal action and stuff. Like obliterated this individual. It was like, dude, you do not want to mess with Bungie. And I mean, rightfully so, you know. As reported by Forbes, leaked images matched watermarked screenshots from Ikugin's PC, although the streamer has suggested he has been framed. It was my dog, bro. On Twitter, Ikugen has also suggested that Bungie's decision not to pursue legal action is proof that he is innocent. Bro, you do not want to push that envelope. Why aren't they suing? Probably because it's not worth. Why aren't they suing? Dude, what are they going to get out of you? You're probably not worth it. It's probably why they're not suing you. The amount of time and money and effort that they would have to put forth just to sue you and what they would reap out of it probably isn't worth it in their opinion. They've probably already considered that internally. If you think they haven't already talked with their lawyers about that situation, you're out of your mind, buddy. They probably feel like it's not worth it to go after you. If they thought, because look, Bungie is a company that is not shy about doing that kind of thing. So if they thought it was worth it, and look, it seems like they've got plenty of proof. So ultimately, if this individual feels like he's been wrongfully accused, he could go after Bungie for defamation. Because this is, yeah, for sure. Fair, yeah. That's exactly what that's kind of what I'm getting at is like, if they thought it was going to be worth it, they would have already pursued it, But, he's also poking the bear here, dude, And the thing is, if this individual is in fact innocent and really wanted to keep pushing that, what's keeping you from going after Bungie for this? Because ultimately they're making you look really bad, and if it's they're making you look really bad and hurting your branding and your name in as a content creator and things like that, you have the opportunity to go after them for doing what they've done. If you're actually innocent, prove it. It's not a one-sided street here, buddy. You know, everybody wants to project innocence. You know what I mean? But they it like I'm sorry, man, but like if you're really innocent, then go after them for defamation and that's something that can be done. It's not going to be easy for you, but outside of the leaks, Bungie has not officially shared too much information on what Destiny 2's next season will entail. The studio recently admitted that it missed the mark with parts of last month's Lightfall expansion. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing. Usually in these situations, if somebody is definitively innocent of something and a big company has done something like this, you'll find some kind of representation that you don't need to pay up front. You know what I mean? You'll find some kind of decent representation as far as like lawyers and stuff, some kind of decent law agency that's willing to represent you. Like, look, man, they're making this is like a defamation of character. They've banned me. This is where a lot of my revenue was coming from because I'm a content creator. They are saying that I'm the one that did this when I didn't. They don't have proof. There's no way they have proof because I didn't do it. Somebody would take them on. Somebody would take them on if that was in fact the case. But even if that, even if he want, if this individual, and look, I mean, innocent until proven guilty and everything, but it seems like Bungie has pretty good evidence, And again, I just don't think that they think it's worth going after them in some kind of lawsuit for trying to get any kind of, because the amount of money they would spend just going after them isn't worth the amount they would probably recoup. I'm sure they've already done the math on that internally. It's a big company, so. But I'm guessing they have proof, and it wouldn't take very long. Even if this individual wanted to stick by that story, let's say they wanted to stick by that story of being innocent, but they aren't actually innocent. All it would take would be like getting to a very very preliminary level of that individual's representation, reaching out to Bungie. Bungie be like, look, man, here's what we got. If you want to keep going with this, fine. But you're not going to win. It would basically be like over. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe we'll see something more about it in the future, but Bungie doesn't mess around. GTA 6 map leak shows that it will be massive. Excuse me. Well, we'll see if this gets to stay in the news segment after uploading to YouTube or not. But this was 22 hours ago and it's still up. Let's see what this is.
Excitement is in the air. A GTA 6 map based on leaks shows how immense the game is shaping up to be, even dwarfing GTA 5. Avid fans have collectively looked into all the leaked GTA 6 content and they're trying to piece together a map. And folks, it's looking like this game will be absolutely huge. Via something called Rage Engine Units, which is related to the Rage Engine Rockstar is using to craft the game, fans have puzzled together an estimate of the size of the GTA 6 map. As stitched together by users on Reddit, this thing is shaping up to be massive, and the map probably doesn't even include everything yet. Unfortunately, we can't show it to you here yet, but you can find a link in the description. Even rumours about locations like Liberty City or a Cuba-like island are floating around. But take those rumours with a grain of salt, and for this whole map being recreated by fans, do remember that.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about, dude. If you want to find it, because this is like an embedded thing and everything, so Yeah, exactly fair. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to go find that, look for the link. Try to, it, you know, again, GTA 6 is one of those games where anything that comes up that says GTA 6 on it, it just it's there's so much clickbait out there and stuff, and it's so it's just wild, dude. It's one of those games that's just always like that. So, but it's linked there if you want to take a look. Hogwarts Legacy fans call out the new Quidditch game for being merely cut content. I mean, you can tell it doesn't look exactly. It's a different developer. It doesn't look exactly the same, but there should have been an amount of Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy. I stated that basically yesterday when we found out about this game. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions is on the way. Some Hogwarts Legacy fans are decidedly miffed. Conspiracy time. The only reason they didn't have Quidditch in the game is so they could sell it as its own game. That's not a conspiracy, dude. That's a fact. It's WB, bro. Suggest one thread in the Hogwarts Legacy subreddit with over 1,000 upvotes. Unsurprising that those in the comments section agree with the theory. Unsurprising those in the comments section agree with theory. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't think that qualifies as a conspiracy. That's pretty obvious, said one reply, accompanied by a resounding litany of Snape gifs depicting Alan Rickman's emphatic, obviously retort from the Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, no doubt. It's pretty gross. Yeah, it's pretty much what we all said, right, Ferret? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not. There's no conspiracy needed. It's blatantly obvious that that's what they did. It's gross because at the very least, what they should have had was some kind of basic, at least minimal quest line that took you through like some quick Quidditch match or something. It's such a big part of the Harry Potter world to not have it in Hogwarts Legacy. Everybody noted it when they played that game. There's no Quidditch in the game. Everybody said that, and it felt bad. Now, I even noted that even if there was Quidditch in the game, it would be rough because they did a terrible job of their camera action on flying brooms and stuff like that. So it wouldn't have felt good anyways, but it should have been part of the game no matter what. Quidditch Champions now taking playtest signups seems to remedy one glaringly absent part of Hogwarts Legacy by turning the wizarding sport into its own game. In-game excuse for zero presence of Quidditch was that Headmaster Black had canceled that year's tournament. Disgruntled players have taken to Reddit to voice concerns that Quidditch might have been left out of Hogwarts Legacy on purpose. Absolutely. No doubt. Same publisher. You think that's a coincidence, dude? The same publisher that owns the rights to to Harry Potter stuff? No, it's not a coincidence, dude. In response to one such query on Twitter, retired game developer Troy Leavitt weighed in. I believe the Champions game was greenlit to fill the hole left by its absence from Hogwarts Legacy, but not before it was clear Quidditch wouldn't be in Hogwarts. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Get out of here, dude. I don't believe that, man. I was a major advocate for including Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy and was very sad when it became clear that we weren't going to be able to do it. Although not developed by Avalanche and not tied to Hogwarts Legacy, I still have high hopes for this online multiplayer version. Yeah, so a Quidditch game in the more realistic style of Hogwarts Legacy would be cool, but it's being developed by Unbroken Studios rather than Avalanche. And look, I'm going to be honest, I'm glad it's not being developed by Avalanche because outside of what the game looked like, the broom flying sucked. The camera action on the broom sucked. The PC version of their game sucked. So I'm not upset about that. But judging by the cartoonish art style as shown in the Twitter announcement, Quidditch Champions resembles the Harry Potter mobile games more closely than a recent RPG, which for me is not appealing, dude. Does seem like it'll be a console game. Asked to select your console of choice when you sign up for the playtest. Mobile platforms aren't among the options. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's got like that Fortnite kind of art style to it, that cartoony kind of style. I agree. I'd rather see like the more realistic kind of stuff we saw out of like Hogwarts Legacy than something like this. So I can't say I'm stoked, but there will be a lot of people that will be. And it's just gross that they did it like that. It was a play, dude. Whether or not people working on each, like working on a Hogwarts Legacy knew about the other one, people at WB knew. Come on, man. People at Warner Brothers knew. I don't believe that they didn't. 4 Sega Genesis and Mega Drive games have been added to Switch Online's expansion pack. Nintendo has just added 4 more games to the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive app for the Switch Online expansion pack service. The latest additions include Capcom Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition. Oh, baby. Dude, that is a jam right there. Pulseman from the Pokemon developers Game Freak. Sega's side-scrolling action game Kid Chameleon. Holy crap, dude. That's insane. And Sega's Flicky, which originally started out in arcades. Japan has received the same lineup in this latest update. They've got descriptions of these games. You can see screenshots. Street Fighter 2, dude. Blanca was my jam. I loved Blanca, dude. To play these games on your Switch, you will have to have Nintendo Switch Online membership and a subscription to the higher-priced expansion pack tier. If you want to see every Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and Sega Genesis game available, they've got a link here. And every Nintendo Switch Online, Sega Genesis, and Mega Drive game ranked, they've got another link right here for it, okay? Ryu, yeah, classic, dude. Classic. The thing I liked about Blanca, he had really long legs, dude, and he had this he had this attack, man. He had this attack where he would turn around and he'd shoot one of his legs backwards on the ground. It was really really long, dude. It was a really long attack, and I loved using it against my friends because it was quick and it was a really long attack that would knock people down. And it was a fun move to use. I just remember using that a lot. Plus, I liked his electricity. Electricity was just fun. Oh, and his grab attack was dope too. Oh yeah, I never got to play much of that, dude. But people love that game. They're bringing it back too, man. They're bringing it back. But I loved his animation for his grab, Blanca, where he'd grab and like bite people. Dude, I loved that. I thought that was cool. All right, full list of games coming to Xbox Game Pass along with the date they'll be added. We Minecraft Legends. So Minecraft Legends was yesterday. Coffee Talk Episode 2. Hibiscus and Butterfly is tomorrow. Medieval Dynasty is tomorrow. Homestead Arcana on the 21st. Cassette Beast. This looks pretty cool, man. On the 26th. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle Special Edition on the 27th. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I'm interested in playing this. April 27th. This is a Metroidvania, very dark kind of Lovecraftian horror kind of Metroidvania. Looks cool. And then Redfall. Yeah, the electrocution. Yeah, I liked electrocute a lot. It was really easy too. And the spin was fun. It was just a fun character for me. I liked using him a lot. You know, it was a neat character. The electrocute was dope. People would like do a jump in at you, and you just basically hit down and what was it like? Down and one of the punches, dude. I can't remember. And you just duck down, dude, and just start doing electricity, man. They just pop in right on top of you, get electrocuted. You know, it was fun. Yeah, I liked it. Well, it was rapid punch. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing here is, people want, there's a lot of controversy around this right now, But I am really interested in Benedict Fox, Last Case of Benedict Fox, and Cassette Beast looks really cool too. It looks like this could be a cool game. So the addition of a new batch of Xbox Game Pass titles also means that some games are leaving. It's only 5 games this time around, but one of them is Tetris Effect Connected, which was an Xbox Series X launch title and temporarily exclusive when it was released in November of 2020. Bugsnax, which was a PS5 exclusive launch title and later came out to Xbox and Microsoft Gaming subscription service, is also leaving. This is the full list of games leaving on April 30th. So roughly 11 days from now, Bugsnax, Destroy All Humans, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Tetris Effect Connect, and Unsold. All right. If you need this list, I'll link it for you. Surprise Steam deal gives you 2 games for free. A highly rated Steam game with the Steam Deck compatibility is completely 100% free to download between now and April 25th. About 5 more days, 5.5 more days. You redeem this free download with a certain amount of time. You will get its follow-up, a remaster, which is out today for free as well. The game in question is called Desktop Dungeons. Oh, yeah. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah. So, Desktop Dungeons is free. We talked about it yesterday. I'll just grab the link on Steam for you real quick. That way you can grab it. I already grabbed it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday, but Desktop Dungeons. I don't think this one was free yesterday, though. Oh, this is the daily demo. My bad. That's just a demo. Desktop Dungeons right there. So you can see I've already added it, but it's basically just kind of an old school, RPG kind of styled game. But it's got decent reviews on it and stuff. So I don't know. It's a free game. No reason not to grab it if you've got a Steam account and everything. I'll just link the Steam page for you so you can go grab that real quick if you're interested. Okay. And if you want more of an idea of what the game actually entails, I'll link this page for you too. That we got it off of. What will Apple's headset do? Gaming, sports viewing, and meditation may come in the box. Apple is maybe going to finally unveil its long-rumored entry into the AR/VR space. Apple's virtual reality headset is expected to have at least some augmented reality features, making the thus unreleased product a mixed reality device. Why would anyone need such a thing? And from Apple, Mark Gurman at Bloomberg News has the latest. According to Bloomberg, Apple has been developing apps for sports, gaming, and wellness experiences using its mixed reality headset. Apple already hosts a subscription game service on its platform called Arcade, and Fitness Plus is its subscription video workout service geared towards Apple Watch wearers. The company has also been diving into carrying live sports with Friday Night Baseball and Major League Soccer on Apple TV Plus and Season Pass. Apple also required the live sports virtual reality company Next VR required or acquired? I think it's supposed to say Apple acquired the live sports virtual reality company Next VR during the development of the headset. You'll have to have your own Apple server room, dude. Yeah. Oh well. Here, look at this. A more so. I'm already seeing numbers. Hold on. The offerings will include. Here's what Gurman has to say in his latest report. The offerings will include gaming, fitness, and collaboration tools, new versions of Apple's existing iPad features, and services for watching sports according to people with knowledge of the plans. The roughly $3,000 headset is set to debut at an event in June, with the product going on sale months later. A more affordable and consumer-friendly model of the possibly $3,000 headset is expected to follow in 2025. So probably a $2,900 headset will come a couple years from now. Apple is widely expected to unveil its mixed reality headset, potentially called Reality Pro, at its worldwide developer conference in June. The flagship keynote is expected to be held on Monday, June 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern. Nah, oh yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, yeah. That is like a mid high end gaming PC. Yeah, that's a pretty that's a pretty solid PC right there. And I mean, here's the thing. Like you talk, and I'm not a fan of Facebook and Meta, like whatever you want to call that company. I hate that company. I think they're scummy. I think they're gross. But they make a quality hardware headset, and you can get one of their better headsets for like $500 to $600. Even going with something like they're both disgusting. They're both really gross. I mean, you want to talk about even like the higher end of like. So what's the where's their hardware at? I think they've got like VR hardware right there. So the Valve Index VR kit is like 1,000, So that's like the whole shebang, dude, for Valve's VR kit. And then you've got like the HTC Vive, right? The HTC Vive is another one that's pretty notable. And that thing, what's this, like 1,500 or something, close 1,300, something like that. So Apple's version is coming out at like basically about double the price of most high tier virtual reality headsets, which is not to be. I mean, I kind of expected that. Valve Index is the best. I'm not even surprised, dude. I'm not even surprised. That's probably what I would like to get in to start playing some VR stuff, occasionally streaming some VR stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant, Ferret. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, thanks. That's what I gathered that. Yeah. Yeah. And look, I love Valve. I love Valve's products. I like their games. I think they do a good job with hardware and software, and I think they've done that for a long time. So for me, not wanting to support Facebook, Meta, Sweet Baby Ray, Fluffy Rainbow Kit, I don't care what you call them, dude. They're gross. I don't like that company. I don't want to support that company. And even though they make a quality VR headset at a really good price point, if I was going to buy in, I'd always kind of figured I would probably buy in with Valve's Valve set, even though it's more expensive. For me, I'm more comfortable buying into Valve than I am buying into something like Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call them. So that's good to hear, dude. Oh, really? Cool. Nice. The wireless with the Quest, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, 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 absolutely. I get that. Yep. So I don't know, but 3K, dude, 3K for Apple's when the only thing you'll ever be able to connect that to is Apple's computers. I don't know, dude. That's how that's going to be too, right? I mean, come on, that's how Apple works, dude. Oh well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So I don't know if you need more out of that article. I mean, I'll link it for you, but I've seen about all I need to see to know what's going on with that. Meta is doubling down on their VR gaming and retooling headsets. Meta reportedly wants to focus more on games and is discussing how to get a major IP like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto into the Quest store. Since the rebranding to Meta in October of 2021, the sci-fi concept of the metaverse has seen the focus of interest at Meta. Now, a rethinking seems to have taken place. I mean, Could there have been a more villainous name for a company to take on? For Facebook to switch their name to Meta, it just screams like ultimate evil, to me. Business Insider reports, citing sources close to the company, that Mark Zuckerberg is now more interested in developing gaming for Quest headsets. Enthusiasm from Zuckerberg and other company execs around gaming has grown in recent months. Two of the people added, while the founder and CEO's overall tone on the metaverse has become more subdued, Business Insider writes. Meta now recognizes internally that traditional gaming is the most likely path to gaining financial ground with Reality Labs, one of the sources noted. Took you long enough. New layoffs loom, but teams focused on gaming are spared. Vox reported yesterday Meta would soon announce another 4,000 job cuts, dude. Meta announced 11,000 layoffs in November of last year, followed by another 10,000 in March, so last month. And they've got another 4K coming. So that's 25,000 layoffs. 25,000 people have been laid off from Meta. The latest cuts are said to affect technical teams working on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and as well as in Meta's metaverse division, Reality Labs. Many projects and teams within the Facebook app and Reality Labs are expected to be dissolved, Business Insider reports, basing its findings on 3 people familiar with the matter. At the same time, budgets for projects and teams that produce tangible results, like gaming, would remain the same or even increase. Quest headsets are being improved for gaming. The increased focus on gaming is also expected to impact the company's headsets. Some hardware elements are already in the process of being retooled to improve Quest headsets for gaming and developers. According to one of the sources, could this be accompanied by technical changes to MetaQuest 3? Again, yeah, they're discussing how to get a major IP like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto in their store. Meta's acquired 8 VR game studios since late 2019, none of which announced new VR games yet. It is expected that the launch of MetaQuest 3 will happen later this year, accompanied by the launch of numerous first-party titles. That is a ton of job cuts, dude. That feels terrible. Yeah. Beyond emotional damage. Agreed. I mean, look, man, I'll just say this. I've stated this before. We've seen a lot of this lately in the tech industry and the gaming industry. There's been a lot of layoffs, even though the numbers reported for a lot of these companies have been very good. There's been a lot of record profits for these companies, yet they're laying off thousands and thousands of people. And so, I mean, to any of those people that have lost their jobs that didn't deserve it, I feel for you. And I hope that it's a blessing in disguise and that you find something better moving forward. It's a terrible thing to be without a job and to get fired, and it can be a very, very desperate situation for a lot of people, and create a lot of emotional and mental distress, and it's unfortunate. And so, my heart and thoughts just go out to all those individuals that are dealing with those kind of situations, whether it's been a recent situation or something that people have been struggling with for quite some time. It's a terrible situation that I hate for people. So to any of those individuals that are in that situation that have been actively pursuing careers and have just been struggling trying to find gainful employment and sustainable employment, I feel for you, and I wish you the best. I really do. Nintendo announces Indie World live stream featuring upcoming indie games for the Switch. So Nintendo is terrible about announcing this stuff. All of their showcases happen last minute because they never announce any of these beforehand. It's happening today. The 19th. It's going to last 20 minutes. It's going to pop off at 11 o'clock a.m. for us. So we've got a little under 3 hours from now. So we'll watch it. We'll watch it. And we love indies. You know, we love our indie developers in this community. I know I love them for sure. I say it quite often. I think that the indie developers are really a big part of, you know, setting the standards for a lot of the inventive gameplay we see in the industry nowadays, as well as, you know, just the really nice polished releases that we see quite often anymore that optimized gameplay experiences and things like that a lot of these major devs just can't seem to get right, you know, which is wild. You know, these small devs are really good at it, and we see a lot of these major devs just can't get it right, and it's really weird. But love the indie devs, man, and we'll take a look at what some of the Nintendo indie developers are bringing to the table for us in, I don't know, about 2.5 hours. Cool. So what we might do, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it for a second. We might just do some Warframe until after that, and then we'll start up Crab Champions. Maybe. I think that's probably going to be the play. That'll probably be the play. But I'll let everybody know after the break here. But that's the news, man. That's the news for today. And I appreciate you guys. You rock very much. Thanks for being a part of this community, being the amazing people you are, and helping create such an amazing place for all of us to hang out. I appreciate it very much. I don't know if anybody is checking out this content or any of our previous video gaming news segments or playthroughs that we've done or funny clips that are out there either on the YouTube channel or Twitch channel, and you're enjoying that content, then I would prompt you to come hang out with us, man. Myself and the rest of the amazing people that are part of this community on the constant. Whenever we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, we start off with video gaming news before we dive into whatever gaming content we have planned for the rest of the day. Okay, so other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and I will catch everybody tomorrow for our next video gaming news on April 20th. All right,